Salesforce kicks off its Dreamforce conference in San Francisco today, the biggest software gathering in the country. In the third and final piece of my exclusive sit-down interview with Salesforce CEO Marc Benioff, I ask him to share his thoughts on the wider technology market and whether he thinks we're in a bubble.
I don't think we are in a bubble. And the reason that we're not in a bubble is you're seeing new technologies create new levels of value. There's no better example of that than the iPad. You just heard Leo Apotheker say, well, he's giving up the whole PC industry because the iPad has basically, eliminated all demand for his product, and he's even shutting down his WebOS opportunity. So, wow, what's going on? How do you see that? Well, there's change that's underway, and that change and transformation that's underway, that really means that we have to be ready to take advantage of that.
Is HP making a mistake by spinning off the PC business, or is this what they have to do?
I think HP's move is setting up a tremendous market share opportunity for Dell, because the reality is that even though the PC market is not growing, it's still a huge market. So I thought it was a very aggressive decision by Hewlett-Packard to do that. I don't understand why you want to exit tablets. Well, I think the HP tablet is actually very good. I own an HP touchpad myself, and I didn't understand that.
I mean, it's only
decision.
been on the market for a few weeks.
It's only been on the market for a few weeks.
I mean, so what do you think they're doing?
It was what I would consider to be an aggressive decision, which means they must know something or see something that we can't know.
Well, it's certainly a victory for Apple. I want to talk a little bit about Steve Jobs. I know you have a special relationship with him. He gave you your first job back in the day.
That's true.
You still communicate with him. What do you guys talk about?
He has probably given me more help and more advice than just about anybody. And when I get in trouble, and I kind of get lost in my own vision, I've been fortunate to be able to go and see him, and he's been able to show me the future a couple times where I got, I think, a little bit lost the forest from the trees.
How about Larry Ellison? Where does your relationship stand with him at this point?
Larry is also amazing. He's an amazing executive. I've learned a huge amount from him. He's another person, when I've had problems, I've been able to go to him. He was also one of the first investors in Salesforce. He was on our board of directors when we started the company. And I've learned so much from Oracle. When we look at our own growth and our decisions to focus on the top line at Salesforce, we look at what we did at Oracle. I was at Oracle from 1986 to 1999, and for example, right now here at Salesforce in 2011, we look at ourselves as Oracle was in 1994. And those models of growth that Oracle and even Microsoft set in the early to mid-90s, we're trying to follow those for our own growth today.
Now, Larry kind of took a little swipe at you at Open World, and you didn't let him get away with it. Is that just all in good fun?
That is all in good fun, and that's a bit of a test, actually, I think. So, I enjoy competing with Larry, but we don't take it personally. I think that would be the first mistake that I could possibly make.
You're also very active in politics. You're a big supporter of President Obama. Why is that important to you?
I think it's important to give back. I think it's important to give back, whether it's, to help the country.
Obviously, he's been under fire because of the state of the economy. Whether or not it's all his fault is another question, but has it led you to question your support for him at all?
I think that the president obviously has, a very tough situation on his hands. He came into office 2 years ago in the middle of the biggest economic crisis the world really had ever seen. Now we're back to growth, in the economy. Just 24 months later, it's not the growth that probably everybody wants, but it's amazing that we've gone from huge recession to growth. We're not in a double dip. We're not in another recession right now. We're actually still growing. So that's an amazing accomplishment right there. Does he need to double down on his focus on jobs? Absolutely. Nothing is more important than the economy of this country. I think that one of the things that the president needs to do is focus on the domestic industries of the country, the manufacturing industry. He needs to focus on the education systems in the country. He needs to rebirth our economy, get our job situation back and underway. Why are we not building iPads here in the United States? Why are we not building other things in the United States? If we can build the Chevy Volt, why can't we build everything here?
Talk to me a little bit about the focus on charitable giving here. How do you decide where to put your money, where to give back, and how?
Well, I think that for me, I've had an opportunity to do a lot of philanthropic giving all over the world, and I can tell you that only a certain amount of it has really worked. And also, I don't have as many, I would say, gifts, skills, capabilities to be able to do all these things in all these other countries and everything. So one of the things that I found is I was really most successful just by giving our money right here locally. We made a decision to give $100 million personally to this new children's hospital in San Francisco. And the way that we did that was by looking at all of the philanthropy we had done and saying, what has worked the best? And you know, we have a kind of an axiom that we say here, which is we're always overestimating what we're going to do in a year and underestimating what we're going to do in a decade. And so we're taking a decade view on that one project, which is to build the best children's hospital in the world.
That was Salesforce CEO Marc Benioff.